Hey, thank you so much for tuning in today to another episode of Rappers in My Backyard. I hope that you had an amazing week because I did. I hope that your mental health is A-OK because we need to keep that in check. And I'm so happy you tuning in today. Our topic is going to be, we're breaking all the rules. And on the grill, we're talking soul music. And you know, I love setting up every episode with a quote that lays the groundwork for an interesting and provocative conversation. So here's the quote. First, learn the rules, then break the rules. And that comes from my girl, Loretta Burke. And I think that sets us up nicely to talk, express, relate, connect with our special guest today. Ronae is in the backyard.
Hey, what's up? What is up, Lisa O?
Hey, waiting on you. You look amazing. You always look.
Thank you so much.
Your pictures, everything. And so I didn't expect any less, but you look good.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh gosh, I'm so happy to have you too. I love to really connect with new artists because when you're a new artist, we get a chance after you have all this fame and fortune. I'll be like, Ronae, let's check out the tape when we was first starting with everything. And it's just, this whole thing, this whole music journey is so complex and so different than what we feel it may be going into it. And it's just great to be able to look back at things and just see how we were and what we thought and how it turned out to be. So when I heard that I had the opportunity to get you, I just said, man, I want to get down with her because I'm totally loving your vibe and everything. So let's get into it. What you been up to, first of all, besides work?
Yes.
You've been up to?
Man, exactly what you said, working. I am a full-time mom, I'm a wife, and I am always busy. But music has been my passion, so I made sure to just step into that and be confident in it. And I just been promoting what I've been putting out. Writing, I've been writing like crazy, listening to as many beats as I possibly can, just trying to reach out to people, connect with people like you, just trying to just put myself out there, you know, getting people to hear my music, getting people to know who Ronae is.
Right. And that's what you have to do. It's not something, I know as artists, you do have to have a certain ego attached to what you do, or else, you know, we wouldn't be able to do this business. However, you got to be able to get your work out there in front of as many people as you possibly can. So you are doing the right thing and you're doing it well. I wanted to know, how did you get involved in music?
Oh my goodness. I have loved music since I was just a little girl, and it's always been my passion. My mom said when I was the kid, I would come into the parties that they would have and they're playing their loud music and I'm in the middle dancing for everybody. Okay.
Right.
And then I just started listening to it on my own and I would sing along. And it's something that never left me. And I've always wanted to write and to record. And so I would say over the last couple of years, I decided to start writing just from my life experiences. And it just turned into music. And I was like, I need to go and record. This is a passion that I cannot let go. And it's clearly God-given, something that I'm supposed to do, a part of my purpose. So I was like, let me get in the studio. Let me just bring my full self to the world. Like, I just need to be my full self. And so I was writing, went to the recording studio and just laid it down and been able to perform. And I just realized how much of a passion it is that just never left me. Mm-hmm. It's been something that's just been in me and I can't shake it. And I really don't want to, you know, performing is me. That's a part of who Ronae is, you know, and sharing my experiences and giving who I am to people.
Yeah. And I love the tone of your voice. It's so mesmerizing. It sort of just grabs you into the situation between the beauty in your voice and between the realness of your lyrics and the way that you express them. It just is like a 360. You engage people to come into what you have to offer them. And that's a really great gift to have. A really great gift.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's just real. That is just real. And I wanted to talk to you about, I love Breaking All the Rules. I know it's like a 7-song LP that you put together. And I wanted to talk to you about that because I love the title of it, Breaking All the Rules. And I wanted to ask you, what does breaking all the rules mean to you, Ronae, as far as coming into this industry and just smacking them around with wonderful music and your great attitude?
Thank you. Breaking All the Rules. So ironically enough, the song Breaking All the Rules was the last song that I recorded for this LP. Mm-hmm. And so, but it made sense because when I started writing, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not a baby, I have some experience, some life experience. And so coming into it, I thought a lot about judgment, like people are going to think that I have to be a certain age. I have to look a certain way. I have to be single and mingling and being out there in the world, right? Like those are some of the rules that I think we see a lot of in the industry today. Yes. But I'm like, I can't not put this music out just because of those things, right? Like I still need to express myself. People still need to hear this side of life. You know what I mean? There's a mature side that people need to know and hear. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to share that. So I'm like, I'm breaking some of the stereotypes that are out there that you have to look this way, you have to be this way, you have to sing this way, you have to say these things. Yes. And I'm like, that's not me, and I'm not gonna fake it. That's not who I am. But I know that there are people out there who are like me, who are settled and who are God-fearing, who love family, who are willing to just be a family person and a loving person. And I'm like, I know that people will relate to that. And so I'm going to break some of these stereotypes, some of these rules that are out there right now. And I'm going to put out what is the truth for me and hope that people will relate to it.
Yes, they relate to it. Because when you are that confident in what you say and what you do, you're bringing confidence into this business as you are approaching and putting your material out there. A lot of young people come into the business when you really don't know about who you are. And that gives this business, which is about money, the opportunity to morph or create a person instead of a person coming as they are and representing who they are from the beginning. And I think that you hit it on the nail when you said that with breaking all the rules, you ain't listening to none of that. You got something to say. It doesn't have to, it's not age specific because breaking all the rules and every last song on that LP is timeless in terms of the message, in terms of the equality that it gives. So, to me, you are way ahead of the game because you're saying this is what I am, here it is. Instead of like, I'm a piece of clay, mold me into what I could be. Because I think for us, especially female, that's a dangerous way to come in this game.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about the wonderfulness that you have on the LP. So you just put that out like what, July of this year?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Yes. So how did the project come together?
So it came together. I actually ended up, what I'm telling you, it was meant to be because I work full time, and my boss actually ended up being the sister of someone that I used to dance with when I was younger. I used to dance in all these dance groups around Seattle. Mm-hmm. And the dancer that I used to dance with is actually a music producer. Oh. And so it was like divine, like it was meant to be. And so I ended up reconnecting with him, and we just sat together and we just talked about, okay, Ronae, what has your life been like, for the last few years? And let's write about that. Mm-hmm. And so my life experience has just been, it's been real and raw. It has been like the truth about relationships. I've experienced everything in literally one. People might go through different people and figure out who they want to be. But I'm like, no, I've been with the same person for 16 years. And so we've literally grown up together, and I've experienced life and growing and figuring out who I am in a relationship, which is so different from what most people experience, right?
Right.
You figure that out when you get married. But so I wanted to write down my experiences and what it's like to really endure and to come through the end and still be an individual, still be true to yourself and not be lost in your relationship. Mm-hmm. And I think I was writing through that, especially like my song, Yes, I Did. It's oh my goodness. That song is totally about not compromising, even though we do, especially as women, we compromise so much, right? In relationships. And I was like, although you are supposed to compromise, don't over compromise, because you have to be able to meet each other in the middle. It doesn't have to just be one person doing all the compromising. Yes. And it was a moment for me where I was like, okay, I think I might've been doing a little bit too much compromise in some moments of my life. And it made me lose myself a little bit. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and say some of these things that I mean. I'm gonna really express myself. And actually it was better for me in the end, like it actually worked out like, oh, good. You should be setting up for what you really want to do. Uh-huh. And that process for me made it so I was able to refine myself, really being like, no, I love music. I'm going to go out and be my best self. And I'm not going to be afraid of that because I've already experienced so much. I'm strong enough to be able to be out there and put myself out for people to know who I am. So Yes, I Did. It's totally an affirmation. Like, yes, I said that. I meant it. Take it,
Yeah. Yeah. And you did that. That song is really doing well for you, because I think that all of us women and just people in general love the whole thought process that goes with that. When we're able to look at ourselves from a raw perspective and be able to see the growth and see the weakness along the way. Because I agree with you, as women, we do go for a lot of things. Yeah. As far as putting our hopes and dreams aside so we can take care of parents or family members, or we're married or whatever the case may be. And it just piles up like this to the point it's like, where am I in that?
Where am I?
And, that's something that we got to keep ourselves in check with. And I know that through this Breaking All the Rules, through those songs, you had an opportunity to not only know where you were, but also where you're at and the things that you still need to get a hold of to complete this beautiful, beautiful artist, Ronae. So let's talk about some of the other songs, because you got 7 heaters on there, and they're giving so many different perspectives on life and love, empowerment, strength, confidence. And I just really think it's a great, great LP for today's young women to listen to, honestly, because it talks about those things that, unfortunately, because of social media and all this stuff, that they have been sort of using as their guide of how they should be women, how they should look, and all of that stuff. It's really a testament to something very different. So let's talk about that, like what we as women are perceived to be versus what we really are. Because that's what I think that Breaking All the Rules, that was my interpretation after listening to it. I was like, man, I got to ask her about like how social media has created us in a way that is beneficial for them to get more likes, stay on, being the most popular platform and all of that. It was never created for us. I just don't feel it was.
I agree with you. Yeah, social media is, oh my goodness, it's its own beast. For me, I'm on there, I post. It's a good way to, express yourself and put yourself out there and share who you are. But it is also a place where I think people get a little stuck they get like, I have to be like this other girl. I have to look like that. I have to filter every picture. Like a little bit, sometimes it can be a little fake. Mm-hmm. And I think, I guess I wish there was more people out there that would post a little bit more honesty. Like a lot of the times people are posting, they done took 50 pictures, but they found that one that works. But that ain't really what you look like, and I think that we
angle,
right, exactly, the lighting, which I think that is positive in its own way, right? Like we like social media, but we also have to be really careful, because I think it does change the spirit of people a little bit. Mm-hmm. It makes people a little bit different than who they are, because they're trying to prove something to the next person. Right. And I think for me personally, I'm trying to do the opposite. I try to put my true self out there and be as honest as I can be on social media. But, people still take it for what they want to take it for. But I think I'm always just trying to put positive stuff out there, like as positive as I can be. This is what I'm up to. This is what I'm not up to. And I think that that's okay. Social media is something else. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Jeez. I think that it is, I'm just saying, as a woman, sometimes I look through it, and I'm a very confident woman like you are, and I'm married and have all of those things that you was bringing up earlier. But, as you start looking through it, I learn a lot of things from it. Don't get me wrong. However, as women, we were always pitted against each other. Even as little girls, it was always like, I like her hair. My hair is straight. It's not curly. We always crave or want something that we don't naturally have. And that's just a girl thing. And that's why I feel that part of us, because is being exploited through social media in a sense, because we look through there and we say, oh my goodness, this person looks amazing. How can I look that way? And so then we're doing the plastic surgery and all of that stuff. Right. I mean, I was looking, I was like, man, I could use a fat butt, like that would be cool. But then it's like, I say to myself, now, if that surgery don't go right, you are playing with the gifts that God already gave to you, which means that you're not accepting or happy with what you have. And I never want to do that. And that's what I think sort of social media puts us in, that competition with each other in a strange way.
Yeah, I agreed.
Really do.
That's 100% true. That's all true. Yeah. And I think, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to compromise that. I'm not going to, I know that's like I said earlier, like the industry kind of wants people to have, big old boobs, big old butt, flat stomach, and like everybody's looking the same exact way, when that's not even real. Like not everybody looks like that. Yeah. Right? Not everybody. And that's all right. And that's what makes that particular body stand out, because not everybody has it. But now that everybody has it, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody just has it.
And all of us are looking alike too through that.
Exactly.
Sort of, it's like they put out, it's like the bakery. We put out this chocolate chip cookie. It has 7 chips in it. This is the one we want to sell. And everybody now is getting the 7 chocolate chips. And it's just like, there's no diversity. There's no difference within it. So I was just so refreshed when I seen you and listened to your music and everything, because I said, this is someone that is confident, and that's exactly what we need. The genuineness that we have in each other. Yep. I think that's the perfect thing. But we kind of skipped over your song that I wanted to ask you. How does it feel to have success with that song?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, well, yes, I did. We didn't say that. We didn't talk about that. And that's huge, because it's such a statement, and it's such a great song. So how does it feel to you that you work and you have a husband and you have kids, and yes, I did come up with a hit? So tell me how you feel about that, because that's good. That's great.
Thank you so much. It is such a blessing. I'm not going to lie. You never really know when you put something out, right? Like how it's going to be received. And that song, I loved it. I thought it was a bop. Like, it just made me feel good whenever I heard it. So I'm like, this is going to be the first single. And knowing that it was successful, it feels amazing. I think that's why I titled the album Breaking All the Rules, because I do feel like I was breaking rules by putting out music right now and just trying to feel my way around, kind of in the dark a little bit, trying to figure it out. I don't really know everything that is ahead of me. I have goals and stuff, but I don't know exactly what's all there. I'm just literally walking by faith. And so it feels amazing. You know, it's something that I've always wanted to do. Like I said, when I was literally a little kid, I think I was in second grade the first time I did like a talent show. I sang Mariah Carey's You'll Always Be My Baby. And I remember how much I loved it and how much I never wanted to leave that. So to be in this place right now where I can do music, I don't even really have the best words for how it makes me feel, but it's amazing. I can't lie. It's amazing.
Congratulations on that. I mean, you're a triple threat, girl. I mean, you can write, you can dance, you know, and also sing. You have beautiful, beautiful voice. So that's what I consider a triple threat. And you are using all three of those things and pouring it into your project. And I'm telling you, as a listener of it and a viewer of watching your video and stuff like that, I was like, man, she's really putting all of those three together and really putting a really solid project out for us who love to listen to great music. So thank you, Ronae. We love you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that sets us up nicely to go to the grill. Let's burn some stuff up, Ronae. Let's burn it up. I wanted to talk to you about soul music because you got soul. So I wanted to talk about because now it just seems like R&B music, that was considered our soul music. We had all those great people and, you know, the Whitney Houstons that did R&B and Aretha Franklin, that was more soul music, but still all in all, it was music that was complex. It was dark. It was mind-blowing with the things that was being shared with you. I mean, even Marvin Gaye, all of those pieces of music, I know that I listen to that still. So I wanted to talk to you about today's soul music, R&B, whatever they calling it, because, and just see what you feel and get your opinion on what's out there as far as soul music.
I feel like it's out there. I'm a huge fan of like the artist Her, and I like Kalani. I like Kalani. I love their sounds. I like SZA. I think it's still there. I just think that the trends are kind of all going in everybody's going in the same direction, and individuality I think sometimes can be missing a little bit. I love music though, so I can't hate, I can't say anything negative about anybody for sure. Right. I listen to everything, but I think soul music is there. But for me, I think that's what my biggest goal was with making my music, honestly, is I remember listening to Whitney and to Mariah Carey and like the stuff they're saying, it's real. They're using real vocabulary, you know, they're saying things that I'm like, I remember having to go look up the definition of the word when I was in like elementary school, and I had to go like, what does this word mean? Like it's not like just a basic word, that they are saying something here. And that's how I write. Like I really do. Like I really think through. I'm a super analytical person. Like I think through my process. I think through everything I'm gonna say. And I think that's what I think we need more of, a little bit more depth. You know, we need to go a little bit deeper, be a little bit more real, because people are still going through stuff. People are still experiencing, everything isn't like, you know, happy party, we're all turning up. Everybody's not in that place. So I think for me, I think it is out there. I think there's artists that are doing that, but we do need a little bit more.
Yeah. And you know, it's so funny you said Her, because that's what I put first. I was like, Her, when I heard Focus, I was just like, I mean, that's the same thing that we were talking about with your music, like focus on me, M-E, you know, because it has to be the focus on you, because if you're not focusing on you, you can't focus on nothing else. Right. So when you said her, I was like, boom, check.
Yes.
So I got her first on the runner-up. I mean, on my list here. Mm-hmm. And I really like Ella Mai too. Ella Mai. Yes. I love her because her stuff was really deep and soulful, but it was more in a way to reach the kids, like tripping on you, know, because I'm tripping on you. It's why I can't get done the things that I need to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I really like that because it's still soul music, but like anything else, which I hate that music has so many titles on it. Like, are you R&B? Are you pop? Are you, I mean, I'm who I am, meaning like whatever it is that you create, like you said, is who you are. And you're going to continue to elevate throughout it. So I really love the way that she uses her music to kind of translate to the world what she's going through it. So I had her on my list too. I love her. And then you said SZA. I mean, when she hit the scene at first with the song she did with Travis Scott, like The Weeknd.
What
was it called? Was it just Weeknd?
It was the week. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was just Weeknd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now if that ain't wrong, I don't know what is.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm your girl for the weekend. Call me up on, that day after you left the wife. I'm like, wow.
All right. Guess you're being honest, right?
And that's what soul music is to me. Yeah. It's giving up that part in you that is rawly the truth. Not right, rawly the truth.
What's the truth? Exactly.
You know?
Because then that's when you feel it. That's when you feel it.
And I felt it. I really felt that song. And I used to run that because I had friends too that was The Weeknd. They just didn't even realize it, back in the day. But then when SZA came out with the song, they was like, shoot, I'm The Weeknd. I was going like, I don't want to claim The Weeknd. I want 5 days a week and the weekends. I'm greedy with mine.
Right. I do.
I don't know. You got to do it. But do you love her new song that she has out?
Doja?
That she did with Doja, that they just got an award for not too long ago.
I think it's pretty good. It's a cool song. I'm starting to get into Doja Cat. I like her individuality. You could tell she's, she's got a different vibe for sure. But it's a pretty cool song.
Yeah. And Doja Cat works hard, on her presentation. She's flawless with her steps and stuff. You got to give it up to someone that works hard. Just like I was saying to you, your ability to dance, your ability to write, your ability to sing. You got lyrics and vocals. That takes a lot of work. You're not just throwing something up there. You are working towards it. You're working towards steps and coming up with ways to convey your music and everything you do. And I think that's dope. Whether the music may be different than what we're particularly used to, but I think that you could really call her music, I'm not saying it's not soul music, but I think it's more pop. What would you say? And I mean pop meaning pop music is nothing but popular music. Right. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of music right now is kind of pop music. Yeah. I think like the single, like some people are putting out LPs and EPs. Mm-hmm. But what I will tell you, my favorite one that's out right now is Brandy's B7. I haven't heard it. I'm gonna listen to it today since you mentioned that. I love Brandy's voice. I've always loved her voice. She brought us back to Brandy when she was first out. I feel like. I gotta check it out. So I'm gonna hit you up on that. Like, girl, you hit that. And I wanted to bring up one of the young male artists, the more new one. I think his name is Blitz, and he has that song "Wherever Chosen." It's called Chosen, and everybody's using it on TikTok or whatever.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I'm gonna have to go listen.
Blast. It's Blast because it's spelled different. It's BLXST. You know, we got to change our names to protect the innocent. No, but it's that song. When you're chosen. That one. What's the lyrics? When it's chosen, fuck it up. When you get wide open like an ocean. It's you know. I know you know it. I know.
I don't know if I've heard that one. I'm gonna have to go listen though.
Oh my goodness, I so suck, y'all. Sorry for just destroying his lyrics, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I love his song too because it's also, you know, of course he's telling us to bust it open. I mean, who ain't? But when don't we get it? When ain't we asked to bust it open? Yeah. But it's just, he's so smooth with it. He's saying, in other words, I can translate what he means more so than the actual line, but he's saying when you're chosen, like when a man chooses you or a woman, whomever your preferences is, you know, you bust it wide open for them. And whatever that is, meaning bust it wide open, meaning like you open yourself up to the relationship. Mm-hmm. You, like me and you talked earlier part when we were talking about our families and stuff like that. You have to give up things in order to get things and get love in a sense.
Yeah.
And he again put it in a way that's digestible for the new generation.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's really, really good. So make sure I know as soon as you look at it, you're gonna be like, I know that song, but it's BLXST.
Okay.
So yeah. But I just really think that soul music is still here. I agree with you that it's still here. It's just like anything else. It's the way that it's conveyed because nothing can stay the same.
Right. Yeah.
We're still doing the things in soul music that Aretha did and Whitney Houston did when they were talking about their struggles coming up. I just think that as you progress through anything, it has to be digested differently or given differently in order to be digested. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, I think one of the things that my producer told me when we first started working together, because I was like, I want to be creative. I don't want to be, you know, like anybody else. I want to, you know, I want my words to be different. And one thing he said, everything has already been said. So if you think you're saying something different, then we failed in music because really people have already said what you said. You just have to be able to say it in your way.
Yeah.
You know? And so I was like, okay, I can ride with that. Like, that's true. We've all gone through some of the similar things. Just how are you portraying that to be able to make somebody feel it.
Right.
I think that's how I like to write. Like, how am I going to express myself so that you can really feel what I'm saying and you're not going to want to hit skip, right? Like, I want you to really listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was the best advice that he could have gave you. And I could see that in the songs in Breaking All the Rules, because they are definitely significant and personal to you. Meaning, when I say that is, I understand it as a listener, but it doesn't sound like the same thing or like you're mimicking anybody.
Right.
It's totally you. And that's what's so comforting about your music and soul music in general, because it has to be from your soul. We got to feel it.
Right.
If you don't feel it, guess what? I don't feel it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? Exactly. So thanks for feeling it, Ronae, because we feel it and we love you because of it. And I think that we seasoned that soul music.
All right.
And so let's take it off the grill. We done burnt that out because we're breaking all the rules this Sunday. So let's get back to it. So who inspires you as far as this, whatever R&B, soul music, pop music genre? Who are you rocking with? Who inspires you and why?
Okay. I am still like a late 90s, early 2000s head. Like I really stay in that lane. I love that music. For me, it's the most timeless music.
Yeah.
But I'm inspired by like the Brandys and Monica's and Beyonce. She's such a hard worker. She's that more than a triple threat. She's, you know, whatever number you want to use, she's that. I'm a huge, if you know me, you know that I am a huge Chris Brown fan.
I love him too.
I tell you here. I'm telling you, I can, like, it's pretty bad. People will ride with me in my car and that's all I play. And they're like, okay, Ronae, like, we're going to need to change the artist. But he inspires me. He's just a hard worker too, and persevere through, you know, challenges and stuff. And he just keeps going, and you can't deny the gift, or however you feel about, you know, whatever, you can't deny the gift. And I think that's what I get inspired by the most, is people really expressing their gift and they're giving it to the world. And I think for me, my lesson was that, like, I'm not supposed to not give my gift. I think sometimes I hoarded it. I'm like, do I put it out? Do I, you know, share with people who I am and this side of me? Because so many people didn't even know that I sang in my life, because I kind of kept it close to my chest. And I was like, that's wrong in and of itself. I have to share what I was given. That's part of my purpose. Yes. And so I'm inspired by that. I love to watch people's processes, and like all the time I'll watch a behind the music, or, you know, like an unsung. I love to see people's stories and see where they came from and be able to relate and watch the process. I just love that. So I get really inspired by the hard work.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, to answer that question, to see what people go through and how much they're willing to fight for their passion and for their love of music. I just get inspired by that, because I feel that way. I love music. I listen to it all day, every day. If I'm cleaning, if I'm cooking, I'm in the shower, whatever, like, I'm always listening to music. It's just a part of me. So I'm inspired by people just living out who they're supposed to be.
Right. Now, you talked about gifts, and I know you believe in God. How important was it to you? When was that moment when God revealed your gift? As far as, like you said, you danced and you kind of kept your voice to yourself. When did God reveal that to you? Like, Ronae, look, I know you dance and all that, and you write and all of that, but this is the gift that I need for you to cultivate and bring forward. What was that moment like for you?
Oh man, it was, I would say when was it? It was probably about 3 years ago. Okay. But when I was a kid, I think I thought I felt that way about myself. I felt like I had a gift to sing when I was a kid, and kind of as I got older. And then because I got into dancing so heavy, I kind of stopped singing, and then I just focused on dancing. Right. And I lost the singing piece. I kind of started to be embarrassed to sing out loud in front of people. And then I was just like, you know, but when I sing along to stuff, I really love, you know, like, I love to sing. Like, I don't feel like it's right for me not to. And when I started to write, I initially was like, okay, well, maybe I can just write for people. You know, like, maybe I can just give my songs to people, because I know I have stuff to say. And then I was like, well, let me sing this out loud. And then I went to the studio a couple of times. I was like, no, like, this is what I'm supposed to do, you know? And I feel like 3 years ago, when I was like literally in the studio with my producer, I was like, no, this is going to be for me. And I feel like at that time, it was more of like, God was like, no, you're not a background singer. You know, you're not supposed to be just writing for people and not letting people hear you express what I've given you. It needs to be you. And that moment it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, I really had to pray a lot about it, because I was so scared. I really was. And I get a lot of the times people like, well, they'll tell me that they're inspired by me because I'm not 19, right? Yes. To me, age doesn't matter. To me, music is timeless. Age doesn't matter, but it does matter to people, right? Like, people say that to me all the time, like, oh, Ronae, that's so cool that you're doing music, you know, even though you're older or whatever. I'm like, what does that mean exactly? Yeah. You know, but I think that moment for me was just like, you know, this is the time that was made for me to do this. I didn't have these opportunities and meeting these people, making these connections with these people before. So that means I wasn't supposed to do it before. This is
right.
the time I was supposed to do it in. And so I'm being obedient and I'm doing just that.
Yes. And God is going to bless you through. It's so great to hear that, because generally God reveals his gifts to you on your journey. You know, and so like you said, you were dancing and doing your thing, and he was like, no, I don't want you to just dance. I don't want you to write for other people. I want you to share that voice, because what comes out of your mouth is going to be what I need to convey to the people that listen to your music. And it's just so great to hear that, because when I listen to your music, like I said, you can tell it's a gift, because it's not apologetic at all. You can tell when somebody's shooting you something that they don't feel within their whole DNA. I've done that before, and I know you have too, being afraid or whatever the case may be. But when you sure and you let it all go, there is nothing that translates better than that. Yes. Reality translates. I don't care what language. It don't matter if me and you spoke two different languages. Right. I would be able to tell how you are and what you're conveying to me by how thorough and confident you are in yourself. And I tell all the young women that, because especially my niece, she's like 23. I tell her all the time, let me tell you, confidence is what gets you the right man. It's not near look, because it I don't even think they matter. I don't even think they look at it from that perspective as hard. They know who they take to the house, and who they take to the house, be that woman that is confident in who she is, regardless if she's fat, skinny, short hair, long hair, light, dark. None of that matters. It's confidence. So hear that out there, audience. Hear that out there, young people. Work on you and your confidence, because that's ultimately what's going to be able to allow your gifts to be revealed to you. That's just it. And oh my goodness, tell me something. Tell our audience something about you that we don't know.
Oh man. What do you know about me? I don't have any like weird, like quirky talents or anything. I'm trying to really
favorite food or something that's weird. Cause like me, I love gummy bears, you know, and I like breaking the heads off and redesigning them together. Cause I like inclusivity. So I'll take a green one and tear it in half and put that head on the red body, because I'm colorless in my get down, you know. So what is yours? Tell me something about
so something. If you said something like that, I will. Okay, so this is kind of quirky, I guess. I will, if you're talking about food and weird things we do with food, I will put a Snickers bar in the microwave and eat it melted, and it is like the best thing that you could ever try. So try that. It's good.
That sounds good. I mean, it's good by itself, cold, room temperature, and now I'm gonna try it in the microwave and slide it on top of some ice cream.
Yeah,
that might be good. That might be good.
It's good. I'm telling you.
Oh, I love that. And lastly, how can we follow your movement, Ronae? I mean, you, like I said, you got a single that's doing extremely well for you. And we just want to know how we can keep up with you. Give us your Instagram, your website, something that you might have coming up soon. Let us know about that.
Okay, yes. So please follow me. I am on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and my website. They are all She Is Ronae.
Okay.
My website is sheisronae.com. My IG and my Facebook, She Is Ronae. So, and that's SHEISRONAE. Please follow me, follow my journey. I'm a hard-working woman, and I really try to express who I am as an artist. So please follow me.
Yes, follow her, because she's doing big things. She really and truly is. And let's go back to the quote, Ronae, because I think that it set our conversation up so nicely for everything we discussed today. And the quote is, first learn the rules, then break them.
Then break them. That's right.
Then break them. And that's what you're doing in your music. And you learned the rules first. So you got those down and now you're breaking them, just like you said. Age ain't nothing but a number.
That's right.
Songs are timeless.
Timeless.
And so looking at it from that perspective, you're beautiful, you're engaging, and you're a wonderful spirit. And that's going to get you a long way in this business. So thank you. And audience, thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you always rocking with us. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like, share, and hit that bell so you know when we're putting up new videos such as the one we're having today. And also check out our website at www.rappersinmybackyard.com. And we're streaming now on all platforms. So if you don't want to see us, make sure you hear us because we talking loud. And to my beautiful guest today, thank you so much, Ronae, for sharing your gift with us. You are a light and a wonderful, wonderful artist. And I just am so happy that you came and kicked it with me in the yard.
Thank you, Lisa O, for having me.
Yeah. And to the audience, let's talk, express, and relate and connect next Sunday at 2. We love what we do here. We got beautiful smiles. And guess what? We breaking all the rules, not just today with my girl Ronae, but every Sunday at 2. So if you want to break the rules, come kick it with us. We love you guys. And thanks so much again for tuning in. We're out of here.
Thank you.
Rap about relationships, entertainment,